is literally a $90,000 truck. The Lincoln Navigator, it's still $100,000. It's level 2 package, that's the big one. $125,000. Competitive with the luxury brands, but it's the Grand Wagoneer, not the regular Wagoneer, which is a few tens of thousands of dollars less. But for the Series 3, it's $123,000. For the low price of $94,000, you can actually buy a brand new 2-year-old GMC Sierra that has a pretty impressive hockey puck lift. The car and truck market has completely crashed, and when I say that, I'm not suggesting that prices have plummeted yet, although that is my ultimate goal in making videos like this once or twice a month. But we have a lot to discuss and only a few minutes to do it because I value your time. If you guys like what you get to see and experience today, please consider liking this video. That lets me know you want to see more stuff like this, but also helps you by having YouTube show you more stuff like this. Thank you, and let's dive right into the craziness. So starting out, this is a 2024 Chevy Silverado work truck. The work truck is the lowest of the 9 trim levels, and obviously it's a regular cab with a long bed, but under the hood it has a V8. It has a 31-inch wheel on a 17-inch tire, roughly 9 inches of ground clearance, and with that 8-foot bed and a 2,000-pound payload capacity, you can actually put this one to work. It has halogen headlights, a black grille, tow hooks, and, let's actually show you what the MSRP is on this, because that's where things start to get surprising, and that's where the point and the purpose of this video really come into play. This work truck, which is basically what farmers need, Americans need, companies need to run their business. They need storage. They don't need a giant cab and a tiny little bed that can't even fit a bathtub, or it's not even big enough to fit a sheet of plywood. This truck, after the few options that it has, like the V8, the spray and bed liner, it's $46,500. So let me show you what it's actually going for, because there are a lot of good dealerships. So this video is not blaming dealerships, although there are some bad ones, and I'm going to show you some really sketchy and shady stuff that I've seen, even in the last few days. This truck is over $6,000 off. Also, Twin Falls Chevy, they'll ship it anywhere in the country. They also have a variety of these regular cabs, all the way up to the ZR2 Bisons and the HD trucks. So they're a high volume dealership. They have a lot of inventory, and they make really good deals, which is why they have done so well in their business practices. But $46,000 MSRP for this from the manufacturer. Keep in mind that the manufacturers, the CEOs of them, they make about $30 million a year on average. So to say they're out of touch with the average American, which the average American household makes about $75,000 a year, I think that's an understatement, because they don't know what it's like to spend almost a year of your gross income on a basic work truck. And if you look around, there's a lot of full-size trucks without any payload, without anything really happening for them. Some diesels, some Chevys and GMs, another big red Tundra over there. There's about as many full-size trucks as there are sedans in this parking lot, but not a single work truck. And again, not to just shame the American manufacturers, but even Toyota, even Nissan, they sell a full-size truck. Nissan sells a V8, thankfully the 5.6 liter. Toyota does not. They sell a V6 with twin turbo, so they've basically gone the Ford EcoBoost route, which it's a good engine when it runs well, but a lot of people want a V8. And a lot of the V8s and current trucks, if you read the forums, there's a concerning amount that have various versions of engine failure, a lot of them through the complexity of them. There's not very many pushrod engines like this left. This one is a pushrod 5.3, but due to the EPA regulations, there are even lifter failures, and a few percent of these will have engine failure. Thankfully, a lot of those do happen under warranty, but you do want to look into that if you're going to buy any of the full-size trucks. But the Titan, the Tundra, those are only offered with various full-size 4-door configurations, and again, most of them don't have a bed length over 6.5 feet. So ultimately, this really shouldn't be surprising or hard to find, but these are technically rare trucks, which is why I wanted to take one out today, make this video for you guys, and just show you around. I'm literally out in the country right now. There's farmers, there's agriculture, there's a lot of business out here that does a lot of work, but there's very few of these trucks. And what farmer, what construction dude wants to buy a $70,000 truck that has cool massaging seats, no bed liner, and take it off-road, take it onto the farm? And that's usually just for like a Laramie or like an LT, not even an LTZ sometimes, depending on the configuration, or the different Ford XLTs that are up in the upper 60s. It's insanely expensive, and those trucks aren't actually built for work. They're built for comfort. At what point did American trucks and Japanese trucks become a status symbol? This is more of a status symbol now than a BMW is, or a Mercedes, which is just really weird. And while things have been discouraging with the car market, especially the last couple of years, I'm really hopeful that with more videos and more awareness like this, fewer people are likely to overpay, and fewer people are likely to get swindled between the dealerships that I don't think do the best business practices. So in just a few seconds, I'll show you some of the craziest stuff that I have seen, even in the last week. To wrap this video up though, just don't overpay, don't be swindled, do your own research, don't just count on what different salesmen tell you, but know pricing, know what things should cost. What you're about to see is honestly kind of alarming. $130,000 MSRP for a Ram TRX, when a couple years ago they started at $71,000, or a Toyota dealership marking a bunch of 2024 brand new 4th generation Tacomas as used, and then asking about 2,000 more than they were MSRP, which it's now a used vehicle, which means you're going to get a much higher interest rate if you don't buy it out front, and you're going to have to pay, a lot more than you otherwise would, while your powertrain warranty and bumper to bumper has literally already started because it's already been titled. So by the time you go to sell it, it's already a 2-owner vehicle. So there's a lot of shadiness, there's a lot of crazy stuff that I've seen. And instead of me talking, let me just show you what I've seen firsthand before, and then we'll wrap this video up. This one is actually pretty cool. This is the Sierra Duramax AT4X. I've actually reviewed a couple ZR2s on my channel, and I've even done the ZR2 Bison for a full review of that, which is the Chevy version of this. So I do want to mention a few things. The X just means it's the serious off-roader. It has almost a foot of ground clearance. It has the Multimatic shocks in the back, which are those big gold ones if you've seen that on GM products before, like ZR2s. And honestly, it looks really good. It has the AEV bumper, the different wheels, things like that. But when I've driven these before, they were almost $90,000 trucks. Yeah, this one is literally a $90,000 truck. But I do want to mention I've been here in the past, and I have seen SR5 Toyotas with the roof rack, the wheel and tire package, and set up to look like TRD Pros for basically the same price, which is very concerning. But this one actually is a TRD Pro, and $62,000. Plus $1,300 of that nonsense right there. The window sticker, though, is $57,000. So you're going to be paying probably $7,000 or $8,000 after all the extra taxes, fees, and markup on a Toyota 4Runner. But notice that this one owner, 2024, so your warranty has already started whenever it was titled the first time, and it has not a Maroni sticker. It's used $62,000 or $61 and some change, so $61,000 for this used one, which we know that the new one MSRP window sticker is already $57,000, so $4,000 more overpriced for a used one with probably 2 miles. I honestly didn't look at it that time, but yep, 2 miles right there. This is the all-new 2025 Ram SST, so it's an inline-6 turbo because Ram no longer gives you a V8 option in the gas-powered trucks. This one is base price $64,000. After options, $70,000. It doesn't even have a bedliner. Yet Ram thinks that this Pavement Princess MSRP is worth $70,000. And if you guys have made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope it's been helpful to you and not just discouraging, because I am encouraged, because between different towns, states, and cities, I have seen a lot of improvements in even the half year that I've been making this type of video. And I'm not seeing as many optional packages from the dealership, those nonsense accessories that are about 2,000% marked up. I'm seeing more deals below MSRP, and I'm very rarely seeing markups. But if I see those, I'll keep pointing them out and showing you guys because they're silly. A markup or a market adjustment is literally just a greed tax. The dealership already makes quite a bit of money over invoice, so you don't want to pay markups. You don't want to pay $1,300 for nonsense. And I'm really encouraged that we can get the market back to where it belongs. Vehicles depreciate like crazy. You lose 15 to 20% in the first year. It's a depreciation. It's a depreciating liability. It's not an appreciation like an asset, like an index fund, like real estate. In 10 years, most of the vehicles we drive will be worth probably 30% of their value today. So future you don't want to be angry at present you for overpaying for a vehicle. And I strongly recommend you find good dealerships like Twin Falls Chevy, like the other ones that I do car videos at, or other dealerships local to you. You want to find the right deal. The deals are out there. Don't just take the first thing that comes along, because chances are the first offer you get is not the best one. And even if you drive to another town 100 miles away, spend 5 minutes on the phone. Chances are you might be able to save thousands of dollars. So please don't overpay for a vehicle, because they lose their value. And with that said, I wish you guys the best. Comment your thoughts and opinions below, and I hope you take care. Until next time, see ya.